Hello, Virgo. Have I got a reading for you? Okay, listen, this is for the week of March 10th, or whenever it resonates, for whatever part of the collective it resonates for. As I was preparing to do this, I was seeing you standing on a huge block, solid. I thought it was a rock, but it's not. It's concrete. It's poured concrete that's been polished and is beautiful. Why is that relevant? It's relevant because it is something you have created. You have made this, and it stands as a foundation for you. As I'm pulling the cards, the image deepens. There's you standing on this solid concrete, but again, beautifully polished. It's something that you have put time and effort into to create this solid foundation for yourself. And now you're standing on it and you're looking out over not just the horizon, but it's like you're standing there and it's not daydreamy. It's very definite. All right. You're taking stock, you're discerning things, and from that, you're making decisions. Now, the interesting thing about this for me, as I'm looking at this, is that the feel of it is that you are making it from a very different place now. The feel of it is that you're making it from a place of wisdom, a place of self-understanding, so that now what you're looking out at and what you're being discerning about is reflected against a deeper part of you than perhaps it would have been before. So I want to clarify a couple of things. One is the reason you have the reason this foundation is there that you're standing on is because you have done the work to get to know yourself beyond your fears, beyond your doubts, beyond the personality elements that may have come in and caused you to feel as though it was you, it was all you that had to do this work, this struggle, this effort. And that I'm going to say, even for those of you who had faith and a sense of belief in something bigger than you, it wasn't always engaged when you set out to achieve something. It was almost like it was you and then spirit, whereas now what I feel is you are being in contact with that higher part of yourself, that deeper part, that deeper wisdom, that higher conscious self, and that is far more integrated in your personality, the way you were looking at things and how you were making your choices. What I see here is there is another me, which is about understanding that there is that higher conscious part of you that is involved in everything that you're doing, or is watching everything and can be engaged in, should you so choose to engage in it. Take God with you, that sense that there is that sense, and prayerfully, that sense of that recognition that even in the most mundane things, there is divine presence, there is higher consciousness, and that you have access to it. And that not only do you have access to it, but that you have faith in it. And you're being encouraged to continue to face that quantum leap of faith, to engage in that. So what is a quantum leap of faith? Beyond logical expectation, beyond the linear projections of our minds, there is a place of free fall. Here you trust that what feels like leaping into the unknown void is really sailing on the winds of the infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. I'm going to hold that up in case you want to take a screenshot of it, because I think it's such a beautiful energy and such a wonderful reminder to stay in the awareness of that presence. Whether you pray and invoke the divine, to actively be in your life on a regular basis, on a daily basis, there is a way to be prayerful beyond that. And that is just the acknowledgement of the sacredness of life, the interconnectedness of all life, and the understanding that there is wisdom beyond the logical brain. And that might be all you need to do. But what you are being asked is realize that you are capable of responding now in ways that are different to what you did. And that whereas before a responsibility might have felt like a burden to you, now what you're defining it as is the ability to respond because you're looking at it differently. Virgo, this feels like you are standing on your own power structure that you've created for yourself. And the reason it is powerful is because it is based on the sacred, the divine, the acknowledgement that there is something bigger than just you working with you, that it is in support of you. I feel, Virgo, there have been very many times when fear has been something that has really held you back and created a lot of resistance in moving forward. And that sometimes, okay, so there's two ways to deal with resistance. Well, there's probably more, but these are the two that I will define right now. And that is when you feel resistance against a situation, I will say a structure. There you go. There's the choice card again. You have the ability to either acknowledge that and see where it is you can push through, move beyond in order to transform and grow out of and expand your safety zone. And in so doing, your engagement with life. Or you can contract yourself so that you don't have to deal with the discomfort of the resistance out there. However, you will still be dealing with the resistance internally, right? Because getting to the edge and feeling resistance towards something is an indicator that your system, your being, is not fully comfortable with where it's at. It wants more. It's pushing against you. You're trying to grow. Something wants to move. It's a great sign that growth is potential for you, that there's potential growth if you move beyond this, if you look beyond this. If you choose to contract, that can last for a while. That can work for a while in getting the real agitation and discomfort and fear of looking beyond your comfort zone. However, it's still contracting your energy, and that's really not what your soul wants. Your personality at some point is going to resist that. And if your personality doesn't, often that's when our bodies do, kick up with something to get our attention so we can go, oh, why is, okay, something's rotten in the state of Denmark here. What's going on? And so for those of you who have contracted inward, which, by the way, is not uncommon with earth signs because earth is the energy, the polarity emotion with earth is fear and courage. And being earth signs, the tendency is to want to contract because that is very much the nature of an earth element energy. So we can come, I say that as a Taurus, we can come by that quite naturally because it's just already such a dominant energy in our bodies that it does not take a lot of fear or uncertainty to create a fear reaction. But the thing is, we're not meant to be static, and our soul knows that, and our personalities can only take that for so long. We may contract to keep the peace, to prevent conflict with people around us because our growing beyond what we are, it's very inconvenient for them. They might like us a certain way. They might not think that we're capable of dealing with the change. They might think they're keeping us safe by keeping us small. But the point is, Virgo, you're not meant to be small. None of us are, but you're not meant to be small. You have many great skills and capabilities that you have often not given yourself credit for. And if you were to look at this foundation that you've created for yourself, and you were to take all the disparate pieces, the different pieces that you've evolved in yourself over time, over the years, you would see that you are far more than the individual pieces. Whatever skills, whatever gifts, whatever strengths, whatever qualities you've evolved in yourself, these are all part of what has allowed you to grow into this awareness of higher self, of deeper consciousness, and to move beyond fear. And what you are being given here is the reminder and the support. There is another you that is bigger than the fearful personality. You can take a prayerful attitude of understanding the interconnectedness of life, whether you have faith in a divine deity or not. You can lean forward into that energy. Take God with you. Choose. Know that you're able to respond. And when it comes to certainty and doubt, this is where I see you going, yeah, okay. So there's doubt. Is that going to stop me? Or do I have what it takes to be able to look at things and make discerning choices? Then take that quantum leap of faith, understanding that God is with me, that I have the right to make choices at every single point in my life, and that choosing is how I create my reality. And that I am the only one who gets to make those choices. I get to decide. And if another person is influencing me, I'm going to look at that and I'm going to say, am I in resistance to that person, to that ideology? If I am I going to grow from it? Am I going to move beyond it? Am I going to contract around it? Or am I just going to sit and look at it for a while and see what it has to teach me? Or am I just going to buckle and bow down? And you know what? If you do that, that's okay too. Because sometimes you need to do that in order to feel what it is you don't want to feel, in order to get a sense of where it is you don't want to be. And so it's all part of the process. But I would check in and say, if you've buckled a lot and you know that buckling down to other people's opinions and attitudes and what they want from you has meant that you haven't taken chances in your life that you would like, look at that. Is it really them, or have they been a convenient excuse for you not to challenge yourself to grow? Because that's all part of it for all of us, Virgo. This is good. You are standing on a rock, a beautiful rock that you have created. So I leave you with that, because otherwise I'm going to repeat myself. It's all good, Virgo. Take a look at it. I feel like this is something where you have the opportunity to really step into a whole new dimension of life. Okay?